ever edition of Pull Up Your Socks. And with me today, man, I have my peoples, my special people. What's up, man? Introduce yourselves, yo.
Okay, so I'm Kelsey. I am Mama in this triad. I am 31 years old from Philly, and I'm a social worker. And I work on a platform called No White Saviors, which is ironic because I'm white. But we'll get more into that another time.
And I'm Rachel. I'm also 31 from North Carolina, and I'm a therapist and a photographer. I'm Lil Mama in this triad.
This triad, man.
Yeah, I almost called it a triad.
3 peas in a pod.
Hey, man, should we tell them how we met, though?
Woo! Like, do you know what Jean thought of me?
So, no, you said the story.
So Jean thought that Rachel and I were a lesbian couple that adopted a young Ugandan.
Naturally.
Yo, honestly, if you used to see these guys as big guys, they were always together with our boy Gabby, man. Gabby, what's up, man?
Shout out Gabby.
Shout out Gabby. So, man, you can't blame me, bro.
She thought we were like cool moms that brought our kid to this like barbecue spot with alcohol.
Friday chill, yeah.
Yeah, so that's not the case. Rachel and I are not lesbians, although it's a popular question because I guess Rachel and I are together all the time.
We're just besties.
We're just besties. I mean, we could be lesbians, but we're not.
You had it here first.
And so Jean, we met her at Meet Guy, which makes sense. We used to see her around. She's like the socialite.
Shout out Sam.
Shout out Sam.
Love
Shout out
you,
Meet Guy.
Sam.
We hope it's back soon, but lockdown is not doing well. But yeah, that's how we met. And then we decided.
we decided, why don't we adopt this 29-year-old and
Make our dreams come true.
make our dreams come true.
Facts.
Because we felt like, really connected. And she has parents, so it worked out perfectly.
Felt like God just drew us to Jean and wrote her name on our hearts.
Guys, disclaimer, I'm still Ugandan, but they still love me there. My mom is alive.
We're her moms on the weekends.
Yeah, they take me on the weekends and
Some
my real mom
weekdays,
takes
though,
too. Today's what? Monday.
Today's Monday.
Yeah.
Shit,
This is a little off schedule because of COVID, so. Yeah, so today, we just have so many conversations as a group of friends that we decided that we needed to have some type of a show or conversation that we could share with a wider audience, because a lot of topics come up from white saviorism to colonialism to relationships and sex to religion and God and spirituality and so many things in between. So Jean will be partaking in weed. I probably will too, so.
It's for my health reasons, guys, health reasons.
Yeah, weed is good for you.
It's good for you.
It's medicinal. So yeah.
And Pull Up Your Socks. Where did we get that name? I think it was from Jean.
Oh yeah, the one night we went back to you guys' place and so this it will happen in another episode definitely. So I don't know if you guys have read the books, movies, whatever, Kisses from Katie.
Oh, it's not a movie, but it could be.
It's about being a movie, I'm sure, but if you guys have seen Kisses from Katie, and this white woman who did some funny as shit. All they know, as a Ugandan growing up, they still us back in school, man. Pull up your socks! You gotta do better, so yeah, man. That's where Pull Up Your Socks came up from. We got the idea of doing like a podcast and IG Live. And yeah, now here we are, man. Corona, I don't know if we should call this 21,
21.
The new Corona, man. All we got is COVID-19, man. So,
In 21.
Yeah.
COVID-19 in 2021. So the Katie story is interesting because you didn't really know about it. No Ugandans knew about it that we really were around. And the reaction to that story is like, what the fuck? This white woman came and adopted 13 children. And that's kind of the irony behind us joking about adopting Jean, is that white people do come in and do crazier shit here. Renee Bach, Katie Davis, everything in between. So that's...
And Kelsey and I have been there.
Yeah.
We've done some crazy shit, but we're trying to...
not be as...
Yeah.
Trying to work ourselves out of it. We say white saviors in recovery, or, being called a colonizer, that shouldn't be an issue because that's what we are. So we don't get offended by things like that. We'll dig into all those topics, but yeah, some of this you'll cut out, right, Yasin? Yeah. So Jean.
Yeah, so guys.
Jean!
No.
Let's talk about heterosexual relationships.
We're talking about relationships, yeah? Those platonic and the whole love shebang. But let's go straight to what everybody
How many
wants to
shitty
hear.
dudes have you seen approach me and Rachel?
Now, when it comes, hey guys, when I
She's
tell you,
not only our daughter, she's our guardian.
She's our
I'm
guardian.
the guardian, I'm the wingman, I'm the daughter, I'm the driver when need be. I'm the person. Yo, you got that man? Woo!
Just men in general.
Yeah,
Men
not
in
just
general.
Ugandans.
Okay, yeah, generally, but Ugandan men. Anyway, it's crazy, man. Anyway.
Let's talk about relationships and just like reciprocation. Because we've talked a lot about that recently, about like wanting, the older we get, the more like we grow and kind of evolve in our own lives, the more you see what you want in people, whether it's romantic, friendship, family, and you stop like settling for one-sided relationships. Because a lot of times, usually there's some people more prone to taking than giving, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And I was noticing in myself, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but sometimes giving because you want to like feel valuable. And then you realize like, oh, I'm just giving a lot and that's not being returned or reciprocated. So I think that that's something that that's been a theme in our friendships and our conversations recently, is like all of us kind of really wanting like full, like balanced relationships.
Yeah, and like getting as much as we're giving.
Exactly. And it's okay to want that and to require that.
But what I'm learning is like, especially for females, if we ask or request something of a man, we're immediately called a bitch. And like that vulnerability and that need for, hey, I need you to meet my needs as much as I'm meeting yours, we look needy.
Yeah.
But that's totally projected from society.
So guys, man, what's your experience with cheating?
Wow, what a
I
question.
need another glass.
Say no more money.
So, say no more. So, cheating, I have never personally cheated. Probably come close to it, but I've broken up with a person before it got to that point. I just never felt the need to do that when...
You've never personally cheated?
I've never cheated on anyone. Yeah! Not that, like, honestly, I don't have a lot of judgment towards someone who does, because everyone has their reasons. But for me, I've never felt like I needed to do that, because if I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna break up with the person. I've been cheated on. I've been the person someone's cheated with, unbeknownst to me. I think that there's so many different things, like the biggest thing for me with cheating is like honesty and transparency in a relationship is one of the biggest and most important factors for someone to feel safe and healthy. So once that's gone, how do you restore that? It's a very hard thing to restore. And there's a number of things that can cause that, but like, it feels very shitty to be on any end of this situation, but being the person someone was cheating on without actually knowing that was what I was doing, because the person lied about the dynamics within the relationship, it's one of the worst and most disgusting feelings. Like, I hate that happened, and I hate that he put me in that position. I would never knowingly do that to a woman.
Right. It's total betrayal, too, to not have all the information.
Exactly, and like, you, at the end of the day, like, when it's all said and done, you are the bad guy, even if, because a lot of times, even when you aren't the one that, you know, had all the details or all the information, it's easier for, and I see this a lot in heterosexual relationships, where a woman finds out that the man cheated on her, that the other woman is always the problem.
Right.
It's never the fucking dude. Like, how is that the case? Because the man is the one that hurt both of you.
Yeah.
Especially
He's like
if
the
you lied.
common denominator in that.
So why is it, if you didn't have all the details, why are you to blame? And why, it's certainly not obviously the wife to blame, it's the fucking dude. It's whoever's cheating, they are the one responsible. That's it.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying there aren't reasons that can drive someone to cheat or like...
Yeah, but put it in this scenario, yeah? Not like for long distance relationships, let me say. like every person has a need. Guys have that one, that need of
Is this saying excuse it?
No. Well. Like you want to get it on, man. You want to get some.
Some people,
Man,
people have
the
different
weather
levels of
was-
sex drives, right?
So, how do you deal with it, man? Have you ever been in a long distance
Yeah, I
relationship?
have.
How do you work out?
That's the relationship where, actually I've been in a long distance relationship twice. This is one where he communicated that he was in an open relationship with his long-term partner and the mother of his children, and I thought this was an ethical situation, and it wasn't. He, at least, not to what it came out to be because of how everything ended. But the long distance wasn't the problem. The lies were. The complete misrepresentation of what was happening and what I was entering into was the problem there. So in terms of long distance, I think you can communicate over phone, over FaceTime. There's so many tools to be able to do that. But like, to me, I think everyone's sex drive is different, and my sex drive is very linked to like mental and emotional. And I think a lot of women have that. So I think women might have an easier time traditionally. I'm not saying all, but I think a lot of women in heterosexual relationships deal with long distance better than the men do.
Yeah. Talk to me, darling.
Yeah, so I'm in a long distance relationship right now, and it's very new, only a couple months, and it's hard, for sure. I have men coming to me, asking me out, hitting on me, but like I remember the original agreement I made. If it's hard for me, it's probably 10 times harder for him, I would think. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Your sex drive could be more. Like it's not always the case that the woman has a lower or like more tied to.
And I also don't feel like you need to like communicate with your partner when you're in a long distance relationship. Oh, I've been hit on today, or this happened today. That just makes it feel shittier.
Yeah.
But also you want to remind them, hey, you're lucky.
Well, just
But-
put all the trust in you, I mean, there's
Yeah.
no reason to care.
Even if they were here, even if your partner, even if he was here, you could still be hit on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I think that's a piece of like being secure in what you have with someone.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen right away always. It doesn't happen overnight. And people have different levels of security, but I feel like when you are very like firm and very secure in what you have with someone, you're not worried about who's hitting on who or like the distance. You're like, I trust and know what you and I have and the connection we have, and it's very unique. I mean, I think even talking about monogamy and non-monogamy is a very interesting topic because nowadays people are very into and it's more accepted to talk about like being in non-monogamous relationships.
Yeah.
And that's not just like Muslim people or for like religious reasons, it's for like people just choosing non-monogamy.
You guys are woke.
Woke.
Yeah. Woke.
Now see, I have never seen non-monogamy work well. I'm not saying it doesn't, I'm saying I personally have been part of it and I've seen it from the outside in, and usually someone gets hurt, if not everyone. And there's usually the person on the outside of the relationship who is maybe not like in the main whatever, like the person on the outside, they can get cut off at any time. I think that it's idealistic to look at, I love the concept of not having ownership of someone, of being able to be free to love more than one person. I've loved more than one person. I think you guys have as well. Yeah. I even love more than one person at the same time. And it's like, once you meet one person, that doesn't mean all your feelings for everyone else you've ever loved are cut off.
Yeah.
I think that we teach ourselves this idea that like, once within monogamous relationships, you only love one person.
Yeah.
And it's hard too because you can love someone from years ago, right? Right now I'm dealing with like this residual like, okay, I'm getting over someone from 5 years back. So how do I move forward and enter into something new with someone else?
Do I just close that chapter?
You can't, it's not that cut and dry, you know?
It'd be nice, we would all like love to take a pill that allowed us to do that.
Right.
I think if they developed a love potion or an anti-love potion, that you could just take it and be like, now I don't love this person anymore and I'm over it completely. That would sell.
Yeah.
Fully bad. Alright guys, thanks for joining us today on the very first episode of Pull Up Your Socks! Okay Okay, guys, but subscribe, follow our page, pull up your socks, man. See you in the next episode. Peace.